So welcome to today's video. We're going to call this the worst way to lose a Nuzlocke. So if you haven't seen already, myself and Die Gaming were doing a Gen 3 Nuzlocke. Let's be honest, it's been a bit rough. So this is the first attempt of what will probably be many to get all the way through the game with extra strong trainers, fully randomized Pokemon, movesets and abilities. We chose Rock Gang here anyway. We saw what was on the table. We did have a crash, so that's why we haven't checked the other ones out. We choose Starmie here. Not really that good for a Nuzlocke, especially in Generation 3 when it doesn't learn any moves. If it does learn, it doesn't learn them until very late in the game. So you see it saved up there because we had a crash live on air. In this grass there's some good Pokemon, so I don't know why we're still seeing this part, but hey, we are travelling up to do what Professor Oak was too lazy to do. I would edit it out, but hey, it gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys. This is going to be probably my second attempt at doing a full voiceover on a video, and I have to say it's not my expertise, but we're going to do our best and hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're getting some levels up here on DG whilst we're doing Oak's dirty work. Now we've got our Pokedexes, we'll move over to grabbing our encounters. And I have to say, we got quite lucky with some of our encounters. Our first one wasn't lucky because there was an Espeon here obviously, but hey, Onyx, it's a good Pokemon in its own way, especially for a Nuzlocke. Having the rock type, having the ground type gives a couple of immunities. Not strong other than its typing, which is also its weakest point. But here we've got Onyx, and we're gonna call this one Onyx because it's already a great name, but we're spelling it properly. You know, Pokemon couldn't do that correctly. It's got Hypercutter. Our Starmie has Illuminate, which means we're going to get encounters quicker. Cradilly happens to be our third encounter. I have to say the Gen 3 fossils don't really live that strong in memory, but they are both quite cool, Cradilly and Armaldo, especially if you've ever seen any form of Kaizo or anything along that lines. We got Cradilly here. It had speed boost, so we're going to call this one Killer. Why? I don't know. Maybe I thought it was either going to be a run killer or it was going to absolutely batter this game. I will apologise, there isn't always going to be a stat screen because I wasn't actually planning on making these VODs. They were just going to be lives, but it's good fun to practice. Trying to make videos here on the channel using some new software. And our third encounter, our third team member here is Espeon, and then we round up into the forest encounters. We get Pidgey. Now Pidgey just seems right to be caught in the forest, doesn't it? So and being as inventive as I am, we're just going to call this one Bird. Why would we call it anything else? It's the Gen 1 bird. It's the OG. I can't even spell it. And then we move over here. We're just doing some training up on Killer. And we run into a self-destructing Gengar. Rough. Goodbye. And then we move into this first battle. I wanted to show you this one because it was interesting, shall we say, to say the least. Tricky moments always, and it's always good to see the first battle. First one turn sleep there for Togepi. Luckily we didn't get punished for that. We will change to set mode, but how does the first trainer get Rayquaza? Lucky that Comet Punch only hit 4 times or else we'd been dead. And I think to myself, oh, let's just switch over there to Onyx. Good resist hopefully. And of course Onyx with its massive 6 to 8 attack at this point, landing those mega kicks. I think, I'm not sure if Mimic mimics the accuracy as well, but that could have been a bad move. But we weren't punished. Done some training, got a team up, going to fight little Jimmy Jr. here. We are staying under the level cap as per normal Nuzlocke rules. Now I'm just going to show you the key battles here. I just love, whenever we're doing a gym, I'm going to show. I thought about showing all the battles, but after watching it back I decided to cut out the ones from Misty that weren't relevant. But it's good to see the way the team was. Butterfree here, Seismic Toss. Starmie, surprisingly, is very quick, so that having Spore seems a bit broken. Wanted to share the levels around. Always when you're playing the Gen 1, Gen 3 AI, whatever it is, I know this is Gen 1, but whenever you're playing Fire Red, if the computer switches into it and it doesn't seem like a normal switch, that's probably because it's got a super effective move for you. Doesn't always happen, of course, they might not always have super effective, but normally in that first Pokemon, when you got 5, their next swap will have something super effective into you, so I always think just move out the way. Brock really isn't the smartest, obviously, using Detect even though I had a recharge turn. Easy dubs here. Brock gives us the Aurora Beam TM, which is very nice for us. So Digaming, DG gets himself another move, and more importantly a special move, because we all know Starmie is a special attacker. Now we were just doing some random training here to get Bird leveled up. Easy one shot there on Relicanth. In swaps this Pinecone. Nothing too much to worry about. Get crit by a Fire Blast, so we move out. Obviously it's dangerous. Move into Onix. Still trying to get levels. Obviously Smog not only lands but instantly poisons. Heat Wave, you think that'd do enough, but it didn't. Neither did the Sandstorm. Because I didn't want to miss. Mystical Leaf, easy dub. And then finally we got this Gloom. Hindsight looks back and said Heat Wave was not doing enough, but how was I supposed to know it would have Water Pulse as well? Should have switched Xenograss type as well, but like I say, we're doing this race live, so he's doing one race, doing the same at the same time, so it's all about speed. Showing you this battle here because this is the final battle for Bird, but in a positive way. This is our first evolution off the run. Slowly chipping away at a Pinsir. It seems more likely that Pinsir would destroy Pidgey, but it did take a while. And of course, we have random evolution, so it doesn't even keep to typing. We got Graveler here. Luckily, Graveler will evolve at level 35. Our next encounter for the team we've got is Alakazam. Great choice, great addition to the team. Obviously at level 6, we're stuck with that move set until level 16. But quick, good physical attack. Not really anything to worry about here with Alakazam in terms of a Pokemon. I think I was either going to call it Magic and I went wrong, but Maggie doesn't seem right. Beautiful, the Magikarp randomized into a Ho-Ho. Could you have asked for a better randomized Pokemon? Personally, I don't think so. And we're going to call this one Chill, because whenever you see Ho-Ho, you know, just chill, it's all good. He's got your back. Rainbow Feather brings you back to life. Or Mystical Powers or whatever around that lore. You see both of these two stats. Moveset's terrible there on Chill. Uproar, Spike, Skill Swap. Definitely not what you're looking for. Maggie here has Lick, Vital Throw. Absolutely useless moves for a special attacker. And our Mount Moon encounter here is going to be a Swampert. And if you know the channel, I love Blaziken. So Gen 3 is absolutely, for me, top generation in terms of starters. Maybe not so much the game, because there was quite a lot of water, and I won't pretend that I loved all of that, but to be fair, exploring the water, there was plenty to do, and with Kanto and Johto at the time, water wasn't really explored too much. It was more you walked across it. So it was an interesting addition to the game. And we're going to have grass here. What standard name for a Swampert is afraid of grass. So this is just a compilation of me running through Mount Moon, and you'll see how many times we had stats conditions, poisons that we had to run away from Pokemon, go back to heal. I think in total there's 6 poisons or 7 poisons, 2 sleeps. It was just horrific. It took about 5-10 minutes just to deal with those poisons. It was crazy, and all the sleep. Do this rocket battle here, so we'll keep this one similar. So going forward, whenever I do a VOD, we'll kind of keep to a similar. I'll probably cut out some of the other battles. Obviously, if something interesting happens, we'll keep them in. And of course, we beat the nerd, and we go for Lord Helix there. Over to the rival battle. Nothing else happens, obviously, between there and the rival. Sleep powder here, pretty standard practice. We're going to just try and do our best. Wheezing without levitate is actually quite useful. We can use that. But obviously we don't hit very hard. Why? That's right, because we are a special attacker. Luckily Wheezing can't hit us there with Focus Punch, and Wonder Guard here on Bird is amazing. I say it's amazing, it's not really, because all those 4 times weaknesses, but having Spore, Wonder Guard, chances are we might get away with not having to deal with some of those weaknesses. Pretty simple rival battle again. We aren't too over leveled, we're there or thereabouts. Obviously missed these level caps 21, so we couldn't do too much in terms of being over leveled anyway, because there's quite a lot of trainers in this midpoint between Misty and Surge. There's only a 3 level cap. I'm saying 3, there's only 3 levels between their caps, so if you're used to Nuzlocks and bits like that, you'll know this part is very key to only have a few Pokemon leveling up, which is why I tried staying with Bird as much as possible, because it's, in my opinion, better to have him at level 21 and move over to our new encounters to get some experience spread across. Our first new encounter is Ninetales. Probably one of the most underrated Pokemon, I think, from Generation 1. Not really loved because Arcanine was available, and if we're honest, would we pick Ninetales over Arcanine? Not really, but I love the addition of the Alolan Ninetales with Ice Fairy, so brings back some good memories. And we're going to nickname this one Cam. Why? Who knows? The brain, terrible with nicknames. If you've got any better suggestions, please throw them in the comments, because when we go live, or come join us live, and we will put your names on these Pokemon. Typhlosion here is our next encounter, and I have to say, Typhlosion sprite looks amazing in battle. We call this one DG. I don't know why, because we already had a DG, but... And we lose Maggie there to Scizor, to Twin Needles. That was rough. Don't know why I didn't expect that, to be fair. It is a Scizor Bug Steel. That should have been my first thought, but when you just get in the swing of things and just clicking buttons, you don't really think. We move over here. We brought Bird out, and Nidoran has Wonder Guard. And from that point, because Nidoran traced our Wonder Guard, we have now been left with a point where none of our Pokemon have a super effective move to use. No weather conditions, no confusions. So we battle for about 15 minutes here, trying just to get it down to struggle. Now I'm used to struggle ruining Pokemon, but in Generation 3, as you'll see towards the end, struggle really doesn't cause a massive amount of recall damage like I thought it would. So you'll see Espeon goes, and look at that, we do not have enough health to kill this Nidoran. So in the end, this team just goes down. Part of me thinks we probably shouldn't have paralysed, but because we might have had more health, but this is it. And I have to say, this is honestly the worst way to lose a Nuzlocke. No heals left in the bag. We're checking for anything. We're checking for... We did have a leftovers, and part of me wishes I put it on, but hindsight's the true champion. And like I say, this has to be the most painful way to lose a Nuzlocke. And not only that, probably lose the race because of this. If you enjoyed that, like and subscribe for more. Join us live on Sunday. Ciao.